Hey folks, Patrick Cooper here with another 3 Songs Thursday series. Thanks for tuning in. The 2 covers will actually be Louisiana, either written by Louisianans or Louisiana-inspired type songs. Actually, even the original, when you get down to it, same thing. Because, of course, we had Mardi Gras just this past Tuesday. Could not obviously celebrate it in the way that we usually would love to here in New Orleans. First, because of the virus, and then second, the weather ended up being incredibly cold, especially for us. Tuesday was in the 20s, which to us is like having it, below 70 below zero. But anyway, we're lucky it's warming up now. I know many parts of Texas and some of our neighbors in North Louisiana are still experiencing a lot of really freezing temperatures. And of course, further north, below zero and all that, I feel for them. My West Coast friends are coming out pretty well in this weather cycle, from what I understand. So anyway, the first song is written by a fella and performed by a fella named Jesse Winchester. He actually was born at Barksdale Air Force Base in Bossier City. Having trouble with my S's, aren't I? Anyway, which is just across the Red River from Shreveport, where I grew up. So he was, an Air Force brat. When he was pretty young, his family moved to northern Mississippi and then later to Memphis. But this song obviously talks about keeping Louisiana with you wherever you go. So he must have wanted to do that. Anyway, the late great Jesse Winchester. It's a pretty good way from here to there. Lights on the roof most everywhere. So put your foot in a pile of blues. If I may, I'll tell you what to do. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Who knows what lies around the bend? Could be good, but then again, could be down to cold and bad. Like I say, you better be prepared. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Well, you keep it kinda handy, 'cause you never know. Someday you may really need it. You can see the writing on the wall. All you gotta do is read it. Just read it. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Well, the days are few, they're full of woe. At least the Bible tells me so. So get your loving while you can. Always good to keep it right on hand. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Well, you keep it kinda handy, 'cause you'll never know. Someday you may really need it. You can see the writing on the wall. All you gotta do is read it. Just read it. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Jesse Winchester with Taking a Little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. I got to see him live in Santa Cruz, California. It was in the 90s, and it was really great. Okay. So the next song would still fit in with Louisiana because it was written by two Louisiana guys, Bob Merrick and myself. This is actually incredibly new. Bob sent me these lyrics only about 10 days ago. So I went ahead and put this music to it. See how it goes. Here's how it goes. The song is called After It All. Trip to the tall trees opens a closed mind. Inhale the cool breeze, smell the sweet, sweet pines. Hear the truck tires work on a rocky county road. Remember that pretty girl and the feelings that float. I'm after it all, and after it all, then much left to see, much left to do. Then after it all, after it all, what can be better than chatting with an old friend, waiting in the rain if I can, reading the letters you sent. Not knowing when or where is a little scary, I know. Having someone to share helps the nerves not show. I'm after it all, and after it all, then there's much left to see, much left to do. Then after it all, after it all, go for it all. Good to get better, not gonna fall. Yes, I'm after it all. I'm after it all, and after it all, then there's much left to see, much left to do. Then after it all, after it all, easy does it often. Don't flip the switch. Help your fellow man, you may not get so rich. Not knowing when or where is a little scary, I know. Having someone to share helps the nerves not show. And when it's time, I'll go in peace now. Will not whine, my troubles will cease. Then after it all, after it all, after it all, after it all. Song written by Bob Merrick and myself called After It All. I really like Bob's lyrics on that, talking about being after it all, but then after it all, it's been a good life. You'll have to talk to him about the deeper meanings of that. But anyway, that's a brand new one, newly minted by the two of us. All right, the last song is also written by a New Orleans singer-songwriter who is no longer with us, sadly, the legendary Alan Toussaint. Alan, as most people know, was an amazing piano player, producer, songwriter. He did it all, and mostly right here in New Orleans. It was a time after Katrina where he had to move away for a while because of damage to his place, but he came back, which he knew he would. Anyway, I like the story behind this song, whether it's true or not. It sounds true to me, and I love these kind of music nerd stories. You may recall a song that was a big hit for a New Orleanian named Ernie K. Doe, and it was called Mother-in-Law. And Alan Toussaint wrote that song and then did the production on it. And you remember there's the low voice on there, my mother-in-law, and that was really kind of what made the song. Well, interestingly enough, Ernie K. Doe didn't sing those lines. He sang the rest of the song. Ernie had a really cool, soulful voice, but not that low of a voice. And he sang the part like the worst person I know. But the person who sang the low part on it was actually a session man named Benny Spellman, who was just working as a musician on the session. But Alan really liked the fact that he had this low voice, so he got Benny to sing the mother-in-law part of the song. But you know, the name on the song on the record is Ernie K. Doe, written by Alan Toussaint. But let's face it, the hook of that song is really the low mother-in-law part. So Benny realized this, and the song becomes a huge hit. He goes and complains to Alan and says, hey, look, you know, that's my voice on the low part of the song, and that's what everybody really remembers. And that's not right, because Ernie's getting, you know, all the money and all the acclaim. Well, Alan, very ever so smart, and knowing that he wants to keep his musician friends happy, and he wants to use Benny and other things too. He says, look, I'm going to write a song just for you, and you're going to record it, and you're going to sing it all, and it's going to be a big hit. And this next song came from that. The song is called Lipstick Traces. And as you'll notice, it employs Benny's low voice, and it owes a lot, obviously, to the song Mother-in-Law. And you can tell Alan wrote both of them, so I guess there's not plagiarism when you wrote them both. But anyway, so that's the story of this song, which I really like. The song is called Lipstick Traces, a big hit for Benny Spellman. Pretty brown eyes, your wavy hair. I won't go home no more 'cause you're not there. I'm telling you now, like I told you before, I'm so in love with you, don't leave me no more. Lipstick traces on a cigarette, all our memories linger with me yet. I've got it bad, like I told you before. I'm so in love with you, don't leave me no more. Won't you come back home? Won't you come back home? Crazy about you, can't live without you. Won't you come on home? Lipstick traces on a cigarette, all my memories linger with me yet. I've got it bad, like I told you before. I'm so in love with you, don't leave me no more. 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 Lipstick Traces, written by the great Alan Toussaint, and the great Benny Spellman recorded it and got to employ his low voice, and he got all the credit for the hit this time. So I just love that. End off with a t-shirt reveal. It looks like, yeah, still have some time. You might see this says The Next Waltz out of Austin, Texas. This is a great series. You can actually find it on YouTube of put together by Bruce Robison, a really great songwriter. And Bruce brings in a lot of musicians, and they record pretty much with no overdubs and live in the studio some great songs. He's even had the late Jerry Jeff Walker on there. Not too long ago, he had Ray Riley Hubbard. He has a lot of people. Some people you might not know as well, but you might want to know him. And so it's on a YouTube channel called The Next Waltz. I recommend it. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Bye-bye.